Hi everyone, Alan here to answer the questions. I put out a video asking a call for questions, and I've been putting it off, and I'm kind of nervous about it. I don't know why exactly. There were 263 views and about 20 questions, and I really don't have prepared answers, so this is going to be off the cuff. And let's get to it. I'm trying to keep my videos under 10 minutes, or under 5, really. But if this gets longer, just I'll try to time stamp it with the names of the questionnaires, and then if not, just speed it up. So the first question comes from Brian at Bookish. Yeah. So when are you going to write your memoir? I'm not going to answer that question. So next question. No, Brian's my good friend. We're my co-creator of hashtag Faulkner in August, coming up on our 7th year. Brian is a real writer. I am too, and you are too if you spend a disproportionate amount of time writing on legal pads or typing on your typer. And he's published 2 books that I know of. One last year, a nonfiction about World War II, and he's a short story writer. We're in the same Stygian Society. Me for poems. I can see me writing a book of poems, Brian, but and Brian's offered to be my beta reader. I'd ask Angelia what that meant. He's offered to read my shite, so how can I, pass that up? I've published, I used to write quite a bit in the 80s and 90s, published several short stories. I've got a couple unabandoned novels in boxes in Phoenix. Yep, I've got filing cabinets still in Phoenix. But, I don't know. It takes a lot of time, Brian, as you know, and right now I'm kind of into guitar and art, reading, meditation, a wee bit. Hi, Patricia H. So I'll try. I'll try, and I don't believe in being hit by lightning, but I believe I have a book in me yet. Thanks, Brian. Let's see. Question number 2 comes from Patricia H. Poor Ducks, go Irish. Well, Ohio State, don't make me get my t-shirts out. I had to retire my 3 Oregon Ducks t-shirts. I've defeated all season. Still hurts. Hurts my heart, Patricia. What are my favorite poems? Any encounters with real poets in the wild? Anything you want to share on the topic? Favorite poets, Dylan Thomas. I named my son's middle name is Dylan Thomas, Zane Dylan Thomas Mahan. So he's got like 2 middle names like Tolkien or Martin. So Dylan Thomas, first off, my favorite poem, like my gravestone poem, is One Art by Elizabeth Bishop. The art of losing isn't hard to master. Write it. Like disaster. Something like that. I should be able to quote it for sure. Yeats, of course. Aleister Crowley, I like his poetry. He was in competition with Yeats back in the day, over the pond. I met a lot of poets and writers in grad school, in workshops and that. Like Norman Doobie was my mentor. He's a Norton poet, pretty famous. He died a couple years ago. Bums me out. But I have a couple of his books. I want to get Mercy Seat, his collected poems. But Norman Doobie, D-U-B-I-E. Okay, thanks, Patricia. Next, Flossy of the Grape Jelly Library. You are very open-minded, a terrific quality to possess. I hear you talk about books that you like and even love, but I rarely, no, but I really never heard you talk about books that you dislike. What is a book that you really, really, really can't stand? I'm going to put it up here. And that's why I like the person, I like the actor, it's Sean Penn, but he wrote the worst novel ever. I threw it across the room, literally. And the novel is called Bob Honey Do Stuff. Bob Honey Do Stuff. And that's how I remember vaguely, that's how he talks. And I don't even know the plot, really. So funny, the back of the book has all these blurbs from celebrities and comedians on praising it. Complete shite. So thanks, Flossy. Next up, MJ. Hey, congrats, buddy. What is your favorite go-to snack or drink when reading? What is your favorite tarot card? Anything else you want to talk about? Yeah, MJ has become a great friend, and yeah, but I have some snacks. I don't necessarily eat them on reading, but I like these Cabbage Patch Kids. I got a nice chocolate bar in my freezer. I like to freeze it's like one of those thick ones that cost like $4 at the grocery store. But I love a almond Snickers. I love chips and guacamole, but I don't eat while I'm reading. I eat before and after. My favorite tarot card might be the Magician, if you can see it over there. I'll try to find. I have 20 years ago when people couldn't do AI was not even around, of course, but it was like Photoshop. A friend of mine photoshopped my mug onto number one, the Magician card. I'll try to find that and put it up here. But my favorite card, Strength, number 8. The 9 of Cups, the Wish card. If you ever get the 9 of Cups, your wish is granted. So they say. Is it the 6 of Wands? It's after Petruchio. In Shakespeare, he has 2 different boots on. I've been studying tarot and Kabbalah with a Q, Jewish mysticism, for 45 years. So as a wee lad. So thanks, MJ. Pat at Book Chat with Pat. My favorite Irish person, probably, on the planet, one of them. But, she's going to be on our Monday live show on St. Patrick's Day this year. So, wow, what a treat that's going to be for everyone. So, Pat, I love to hear you talk more about your early history in art and music. How did you learn to draw, paint, play guitar? Who your early influences? And that, what is it about Joyce that speaks to you so deeply? Okay, a lot of questions. Pat sent me this book for Christmas, and I'm gonna read and review it. I've already looked through a few. It's called The Work of Art, and apparently it was on Obama's top 10 books of 2024. Louise Glick is in here, the poet. Other artists are in here, like musicians, like that. So, but this is like a coffee table book. It's a really nice, expensive book. So, thanks first off for that, Pat. Pat and I were in the part of the Ulysses 6, where we reread Ulysses. I have a lot of great memories of art growing up in Toledo, Ohio. Believe it or don't, Toledo has an excellent art museum and an excellent zoo. Great place to grow up. Very fond memories growing up. But I won a competition when I was in kindergarten or first grade, and I got all these art lessons at the Toledo Art Museum with other kids, and so that's how it all started. And just practice. I love watercolor. I love to draw. working on a couple drawings now. Just finish. I've been lucky over Christmas. I had some commissions, so I earned some extra scratch. Joyce, my grandmother, gave me my first Ulysses in 1984, and I had been in undergrad school. We read Portrait of the Artist, which kind of bored me, except for the middle chapter 3 with a priest talking about fire and brimstone and the gnashing of the teeth. And I always kind of recommend first comers if to kind of go over Portrait of the Artist, or if they do want to read it first, read chapter. I think it's 3. There's 5 chapters. Read that first, and then read the whole. It starts out really good too, but it kind of gets a wee bit boring. I love Dubliners. Read that 100 times. I just really love it because all the characters, Dubliners, not all of them, but most of them reappear in Ulysses. Several as like major characters. And then we're reading Finnegan's Wake in April, May, and June this year. Roy reads anything, and Pat's going to be involved. Debs, Rainer reads. Roz scaladanling about the books. She's my Brian and her and Tilly first actually, are my oldest booktube friends. Anyway, where was I? Did I answer that? Guitar too. I've been playing guitar. I started out as a drummer in elementary school, and I don't even think they have music programs in elementary school anymore. But they give you a recorder, then you got to pick your instrument. Then I was a drummer all through high school, playing guitar too. But I was in marching band and symphonic band and stuff like that. So thank you, Pat. I really appreciate your friendship. Ginger, Bibliophile Cat. What's your favorite art medium to work with? Well, thank you, Pat. I love drawing with graphite pencils, and then my favorite medium is watercolor, and I love just pencil and ink. See, I'm going in my mind if I want to get up and show you some, but I have a lot of artwork. This one back here was like pencil and ink, and that was in Garbology this year. And I think I showed that enough. So thanks, Kat. Kat's going to be on the live show in a couple weeks. Jenny Jables asks, congratulations, Alan. I can't think of any question, but she just wanted to say where work is now. Let me see. Okay. Though she works in a place where they're coming out of prison, jail, shelters, hospitals. Rarely get to hear positive stories about people overcoming things in their lives. She's glad I've been through a lot of shite and survived it. Yeah, man, I really feel like another person sometimes. And it hit me probably a couple years ago. I'm 61, but when I was like 59, 60, it really hit me like, whoa, man. Yeah, I started to rethink my life. And one of my resolutions this year is not to ruminate and live in the past like the 80s, or either that or join a group where all we do is talk about the 80s. I just, I don't know. You think I'd be able to live in today in the moment, and I really try to. I try to meditate twice a day. It's a habit I just got into. Okay, so thanks for the question, Jenny. I appreciate it. Jenny's been in several group reads with us, and she's really, really involved. I'm really glad about it. Angelia at Read and Reread. Do you have any favorite museums, favorite bookstores, or favorite visual artists or period of art? 5 books to take on a desert island, best gated music. Stuck in the 80s with music. I have a wide range of. I like heavy metal through modern jazz, like John Coltrane, Miles Davis. Uh, but I do like metal, from like Metallica and Megadeth to James Taylor, whom I've seen 4 times. Recently, a few years ago up here with Jackson Brown. It was great. Let's see what. I keep looking at my phone, it changes. Uh, Period of art. Yeah, all these books behind me are those like modern library art, Da Vinci. I've been through. They had a show on Da Vinci here a few years ago. I went to that twice. Really neat. Michelangelo, of course. 5 books to take on a desert island. Um, I did a tag video, an original one called "Shot Down in Flames." 5 books I when I'm traveling, sometimes I take them with me. Certainly when I traveled to Ireland, I did. See if I can remember them. Like Sound and the Fury, Wuthering Heights, Ulysses, Finnegan's Wake, and The Divine Comedy. Not bad. Thanks, Angelia. We just buddy read Beautyland this month, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've been really lucky this year in reading. Good friend, Big Hard Gareth, at Book Songs and Other Magic. Hey, Gareth. Yeah, I wanted to see it. Congratulations, mate. That's awesome. My question is, what is left on your bucket list? What do you want to do most in the next 10 years? I'd like to travel. I long to return to Dublin. I have friends over there that aren't booktubers. Used to have one, but he ditched his channel again. But so I long to go back to Dublin. It's like James Joyce Amusement Park. And I long to go to Florence. Now, I long to go to a lot of places in Europe, Paris. I long to go to Egypt. But those 2 places, Dublin and Florence, since I'm in Florence, I might go on to Rome and Milan. And I just really love that. The Florence art, Dante. Florence is like a Dante amusement park, huh? That's Tom LA Books. So thanks, Gareth. Debs at Rainer Reads. Fabulous video, Alan. I'd really like to know the five of your heroes you would like to spend an evening with, eating, drinking, chatting. God, I have to think that off the top of my head. Joyce. Throw Jesus in there. Well, don't throw him in there, but Jesus, Yates, Crowley. I like for their magic with a K. And who else? I can't. There's too many. Too many. Those 4, at least. Thanks, Debs. Justin at Triumphal Reads is going to be on the show Monday for the 2nd time. He's a 2-timer now. Justin asks, glad to hear about your milestone. For a question, what are some animals you really like for whatever reasons? I love eagles. I like drawing eagles. I don't have one close by, but I like painting eagles. God, they're huge in the wild. I love eagles. I hate alligators, and I talk about it quite often. Something about alligators. I think one killed me in another life. So yeah, love eagles. Alligators flip me out. Snakes don't. I can handle a snake all day long. But I love miniature schnauzers for dogs. I've had 2 of them. One growing up. One I had for 16 years on my own. Angus, the wonder dog. Don't get me started. I've got a drawing of him around here too. So thanks, Justin. Appreciate it. Fred, read by Fred. Congrats. My 2 questions are, has BookTube changed since you first started? And what brought you to BookTube? Yeah, I've been around for 7 years now. I There's always been milestones, and I remember them well. The first is like 100, second is 300, third is 500, and then maybe 900, then 1,000, then on up. What brought me to BookTube is a great question too. At first it was probably Victober, hashtag Victober. And that's how I became friends with Tilly and Roz, and Katie at Books and Things. Although I didn't do Victober last year, but that kind of brought me there. And then Faulkner. I started check out my old Faulkner videos if you care to. I mean, I get 1,500 views on them, and I'm all clean shaven with a little mic, lapel mic. And it's funny, but students come and glean the information, and they fly away. Well, thanks, Fred. Appreciate it. Okay, here we got Greg, another Bibliophile Reads. He's my pard and the co-creator, co-host at Monday. Used to be Monday Night Live. After I named it after Monday Night Football, thinking, I bet a lot of booktubers don't like football as much as some do, like me. So that's why I named it. But sometimes we do the show in the daytime, so we just named it Monday Live. So yeah, thanks, Greg. And we're over 2 years of doing it. And it used to be 4 times a week. Now it's down to 3. Is there a book that made you mad enough and wanted to throw across the room? Yeah, I answered that with Flossy. I bet you never read it yet. See if your library has it. I'll take another look at it. Bob Honey Do Stuff. Great title, huh? Thanks, Greg. Talk to you soon. My new friend, Maeve, at Maeve Ever Books, she's really supportive of other booktubers. She's like a MJ Junior, but we're going to buddy read Middlemarch in March. Check that out for Marching Mammoths. And I have a feeling I'll be asking Kim at middle of the book March some questions. There's another booktuber that Middlemarch is her favorite novel too. And God, I forget the name. I subscribe to her, but I don't really interact. But so Maeve and I are going to buddy read that. I encountered it for the first time at undergrad school, and all I remember is that George Eliot is a man. So it's going to be a first-time read for us. But Maeve asked, love seeing all your art pieces. I also love discussions on religion versus spirituality. My questions are, do you have a favorite tattoo? Could you show it to us and tell us more about it? Is there a tattoo you'd like to get in the future? If you had to fight for one global cause for the rest of your life, what would it be? What would you say is the craziest thing you've ever done? Oh, God. If you could only describe yourself in 3 words, what would it be? A lot of questions. Let me get to some. Religion and spirituality. Well, religion is for people who don't want to go to hell, and spirituality is for people who have already been to hell and don't want to go back. Do I have a favorite tattoo? Maybe I've got like these dice with my favorite number 8 on them from Vegas. I'll show you this one. I drew this. I didn't tattoo it on myself, but I drew this. It's a guitar turning into a castle. See that? Yeah. This is my oldest tattoo I got when I was like 16 years old. Oh, and that you can't see it. I'm sorry. Can't see it. The carp has been shit. Let me get some light on it. Oh man, you can't see it. What am I doing? That carp has been gold, orange, blue. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, this ain't a strip show. This ain't a strip show, Alan. What are you doing? What other questions? Maeve is going to be on the show too soon too. Well, I shouldn't have said that. It's not till April, but we're booked up till April. If I had to fight for one global cause, two causes. They're more American causes. Vote, vote, vote. Please vote. And then gun control. I used to be into guns in the 80s, and I used to hunt, but I used to have some handguns too. I won't tell you exactly why I stopped. I didn't get in any trouble or anything. Just something happened and really shook me up, and I stopped messing with guns. It's a shame, the gun violence in America. And thanks, Maeve. Unstoppable. They're a commenter extraordinaire. Damn, you were a guest of Arpaio? Sheriff Joe Arpaio in the 80s and 90s, and he's still alive for some reason in Arizona. He lives in my father's neighborhood in Fountain Hills, Arizona. Do tell, bro. I'm all ears. Anything you want to talk about. Cheers. Yeah, Arpaio, I was in jail a lot in Arizona. Got in trouble for just drinking, being drunk mouth, and I got they call it a sheet. I've got a sheet as long as your arm. It looks bad because I went to prison 4 times too. And guess what? Ever since I moved to Oregon, Portland, Oregon, like 15 years ago, no trouble at all. But man, those cops used to just hog tie me, have to put hoodwink me, put a little micro cassette recorder by my mouth for the judge. I had a cop calling codependent girlfriend too, who a major part of it. A major part was me going back to her. But man, I was in jail so much when they saw my last name on the roster, like going to court. Man, up front, because I knew all the ways through the underground, under the streets to get from 4th Avenue Jail, maximum security jail, which is another story. Don't get me started. To the court. It was a gulag. The food was disgusting. Many famous people and Amnesty International got involved. Like Peter Gabriel did. I think Sinead O'Connor. But the conservative Republicans in Arizona just ate that up. They love it. One of the jails was condemned and it had no air conditioning in Arizona. And then he has the tents out there too, which is anyway. I don't have to worry about that now. But yeah, I suffered a bit of more than a bit of PTSD. And as far as I'm concerned, Arizona and Sheriff Joe and all them can pay me the rest of my effing life. How do you like that? So thanks. Thanks for the memories. No, I appreciate your question. Tell me about your guitar collection, James R. at Quaint and Curious Volumes. I only have 2 guitars right now. Squire Telly that I modified a bit. Then this Les Paul copy. This is a good playing guitar. I like that. The humbuckers are good. I changed the bridge pickup on the Telly. I had a Gibson when I was growing up, an L6S. I've had several acoustics. I don't have one now. I had to hock one, an Orangewood acoustic that I really liked. And there's videos of me playing it. I had to hock it, and I never got around to picking it up. I wonder if it's still there. Maybe I can go in and pay for less than I sold it for. I don't know. But yeah, thanks, James. But I heard you're a mean banjo player. Like to see you play. Maybe we could jam together. I'm sure we could because Dane Cobain and I used to do that. He would play Dylan songs on guitar and sing, and I would play the harmonica part. So think about it, James. Amy Harboring Pages asks, what's something that takes you right out of the story and has you second guessing your choice to? I really can't think of anything like a trope or anything that really would take me out. Although I am attempting to read new releases this year as with buddy reads. If you want to buddy read with me and want to read a new book, just hit me up in the comments. I'd be glad to do it. I like to be turned on to new things. Yeah, I rarely DNF a book. Mostly when I do, I just kind of maybe get bored with it. And I don't like say I'm never going to read it again. I put it on my DNF and sometimes I'll get back to it. Like Lincoln in the Bardo, I want to read that properly. I quit in the middle of it. So thanks, Amy. Dave Novak. Dave Novak reads poetry. I bought a book at Powell's Burnside in 2010. Right arm. I love Powell's. I meet a lot of people there for the first time. It's real convenient downtown. I used to live within walking distance of it. That was wild. But that wasn't in 2010. David asked me what was I doing in 2010. I was living in Tempe, Arizona, or Phoenix, or Mesa. I moved around a lot after I lost my job teaching English at South Mountain Community College. And so I was dealing with the mother of my son. He's 25 now. And I was with another woman, a codependent relationship. Don't get me started. I mean, I did leave and go to San Diego for a couple of years and then went back to Phoenix. I didn't come up to Portland until 2011, actually. So, boy, time flies. I was in escape mode, and I'm glad I broke away from that relationship. I wasn't reading a lot. I was into the tarot and magic back then, going to I had friends in LA in a temple, Ontario actually, but it's right there. BOTA, Builders of the ATM, a spiritual group based out of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck and other things. Used to go to that downtown on Lucretius Street in LA. But yeah, I'm so glad I moved to Portland, David. And thanks for your question. I think that wraps it up. Thanks for your questions, everybody. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Made a lot of great friends here on BookTube. And you will too. So subscribe, make a comment. I'll reply back to you. Later.